Still playing. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Tonye Talks, where I am here to encourage, inspire, and motivate you. Motivate you to become a better you by finding and walking in your power and your purpose. All right. So, you all know if you have been rocking with me since January, you know kind of what the routine is. We do our deep breathing. We have added something new, which is our check-ins. Um, and I made a change to Tonye Talks. And so I used to call you all my beautiful souls, but I found something that resonates a little bit more with y'all. Beautiful souls is good because you all are beautiful souls. But what came to me for you all is dun, 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 welcome all my royal ones. Royalty. I love that, right? So now we will not be beautiful souls, but we will be royal ones. So welcome, 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 all of my royal ones. Today we have an interview, but first we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to do our check-ins. Good morning, little sis. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Okay, so let's do our deep breathing. We do 4 counts in, we do 4 counts out, and we do it how many times, y'all? 3, 4, 4, 3. 4, 4, 3. All right, so let's get started. That is our first one. Let's do our second one. And take a moment to like, follow, share, tag. Go ahead and share it out for me as we do our last breath in. Good morning, cousin. Okay, that was our third one. How are you feeling? Y'all know we going into our check-ins, our check-ins, our check-ins. How are you feeling? I added another face on in there because that is it's kind of like a 5-6 face, right? And so let me know how you are feeling. Take a moment, close your eyes, scan your body. Where you at? How you feeling? I'm gonna say I'm an 8. I'm an 8. I feel real good. I might be 8.5 today. Good morning, Amy. I might be an 8.5. I feel good. The only thing that I'm thinking about is today is leg day. So that's the only thing that in my mind I'm like, because leg day is one of those kind of hard workouts. And maybe I shouldn't anticipate that. So let me stay at an 8.5 and just, go with the flow because I can handle whatever comes my way, right? That's how we're going to go into this wonderful Wednesday, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. All right. So where y'all at on your check-ins? Give me some numbers. Let me see. And then go ahead and share it out because this interview, so last week we had one on a non-for-profit. We have this week is on a non-for-profit as well. So especially for those who are looking to go into the nonprofit arena, this interview is going to be good for you. Okay, so share it out because this is information that you may not need, but somebody else may need. All right. So I hope y'all have checked in with yourself. We're going to get into it. All right. We're going to get right on into this interview. Let me turn my little music on here. Okay. Into the interview, and let's see. So we have the amazing Taneka Joyce. That's who we're going to interview on today. And she is a CEO. She's a boss. Okay. We're going to bring her on in. Make sure I can do it. So let's welcome Taneka Joyce. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Look, let me do this. Let me fix my
You're good. You're good.
Lord. Yes. I said
Okay.
let me fix my afro right quick.
I know. Do what you got to do, honey. All right.
How
Well,
you
we're
doing?
going to I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We did our check-in. So I'm at an 8.5. Where you at? How you feeling?
Um, hmm. I think an 8.5 sounds about good. I think that sounds yeah, that's good right there.
I know that. So Tanika is actually in Florida, and we just praying for y'all in with this. Is it a hurricane or is it a tornado?
So in our area, of course it's a hurricane, but they're putting it, I think it more so a tropical storm on our side. Which it started, I think it's hitting to Taylor County right about right now, or coming into. So it's actually getting ready to hit us over here. So it's raining and storming. I hear the trees. It was a thud
Okay.
this morning that yep. So
Okay. Well, we gonna definitely cover you at the end. Cover all of y'all in Florida. Good morning, husband. So we just gonna jump in with this you. Um, because I know she's a boss and she got things she do. Good morning, big sis. All right. Tanika
yes,
Joyce. Tell everyone who Tanika Joyce, what makes up Tanika Joyce?
you said who is Taneka Joyce?
Yes.
Um, well, I am a mother. That comes first before everything. Well, technically that comes second because I am a child of God. Um, and so I've been more so walking in that space, allowing Him to lead me into who I am, which is, of course, a purpose walker, a visionary. Um, I try not to sound too cocky sometimes, but I am a boss.
Mm-hmm.
I am a boss lady. Um, I own two businesses. So I have a beauty and grooming cosmetics brand that is Dimple Queens Beauties and Men. It is an inspirational beauty and cosmetics line. And then I own my nonprofit organization, which is ReJoyce Aspirations Foundation. So with that, we actually focus on your career development, spiritual growth, and your self-confidence for women that are 13 and 30 navigating life after trauma, which is pretty much an extension of the beauty brand. We have our lashes that are named after words of affirmation. So it's all about, of course, checking your vision, seeing what you're calling into your life. Um, just another way to make sure we're not looking at ourselves in a warped perception. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna
Okay.
add inspiration connoisseur to my name. I don't know.
Go right ahead. You're a boss, right? Let me say good morning to the newlywed Miss Mrs. Williams and good morning, Mandy. Okay. All right. So, what other jobs prior to you becoming a boss and CEO? Prior to that, other
Mhm.
job.
So I've worked in the medical field because I'm also a medical professional. Of course, I stopped at being a medical assistant, but I was in the medical field for 6, 7 years, um, over 10 years of customer service, which of course included retail, um, hospitality. I've done quite a bit.
Yeah. And when you know that you wanted to step out and do your own thing, like led you to that.
So I um, originally started a business back in I'd say 2012, 2014. And I started doing that. It was a drop shipping company that I was going through, just shipping out products. But I wasn't too fond of the idea of giving someone a product, one, I've never seen in hand, two, never tried or tested out myself, and three, I really just felt like if I do this, I want to make sure it's being done my way and I'm able to really, know more about the products and be able to, refer people to the product, knowing that they're getting something of value and quality versus just something that's okay. Well, we're just selling it just to sell it. Don't know what you're gonna get. Don't know how you may react to it. So I wanted to be more hands on with it versus just okay, somebody else doing it. um, so that portion I kind of put on the back burner once I went back to school for the medical pursuit, and I became a medical admin at that point. Um, but I've always wanted to have my own nonprofit organization. Originally, it was supposed to be named after my mother. She passed when I was 18, but it was really supposed to be named after her. And so I don't know, I kind of put that one on the back burner too. And God just, he brought it back around in his own timing when I was ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So you went did to the nonprofit now. Does that did that prepare you for what now? And if so, in what?
Oh, I think I missed that question.
Oh, I said, so did what you did before, like did that prepare you for doing what now?
Yes. Yes, most definitely. Especially in the, I don't want to say just the customer service portion. And I hope I'm answering the question right because I think I heard what you said clearly, but it's kind of in and out. Um, but I do believe my previous work experience definitely prepared me for my now. Um, I've always been a bit of a caregiver, so to speak. And so in the customer service realm, I think a lot of times people think it's, oh, you just saying, hey, how you doing? And people going about their day, they get what they need from you and that's it. Versus I've always believed in going above and beyond for people.
Mhm.
And so that now, especially in the nonprofit world, it kind of plays a lot on your heart a little bit, but in a good way. I would say in a good way. And at least for me, in a good way. And so it just gives me that opportunity to continue to nurture the people that I encounter. Um, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. So hopefully I answered that right.
They're saying my service is in and out. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, your service is kind of jumping. So I can hear you and then well now I can hear you and then the question is kind of going in and out.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
What to do about that? If I have to repeat the question, I'll repeat the question because this is just technology. I don't know what to do about that.
And it's storming over here, so it could be just an interruption altogether.
Okay, so I'm apologizing, y'all, for this service. We gonna bind up any anything that's trying to interview going forth. All right, so we internet work. Okay, we speaking internet work, so we can hear what Joyce is telling us. All right. Okay. Um. So, what do you enjoy
Amen.
most about the process? What are the ups and downs to?
So the ups and downs to a nonprofit, I first and foremost, you may hear a lot of nonprofits saying that, funding and where they can find funding. And I'd say at first when you're coming into it, you think about those things, but you don't really consider it. I guess if your heart is in the right place, you don't really think about the actual funding part of it, not as much as you probably should, or should actually take into consideration when it comes down to, setting up your programs and how you're going to launch things out, how you're going to provide the things that you really want to provide for your community. Um, so I would say, while that's not my biggest concern, even though it's a thing that, okay, it's definitely on my pad, and yeah, we're definitely talking with grant writers and whomever, I try not to stress out about that, because um, the most important thing for me is how am I actually reaching the people that God is sending me to reach, um, and how am I actually able to help and assist them. That's my biggest thing. So an upside to it is I get fulfilled in the sense that I'm able to help. The downside for it, for me, I would say, is having a great, um, not great, but finding people that are on that actual same page, where they are truly wanting to, help and give to other people. And just finding people that are consistent as far as on a team.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
and then, you can't save the whole world, but that's why you have other people that can help do it.
There you go. I'm gonna actually step out of my other room and see if it's clearer. Is it okay now? Is it kind of
Okay.
clear now?
It's more so your volume that's going in and out. I don't know if you're.
How about now?
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me
Okay.
clearly?
I can hear you clear. Okay. So we're gonna stay right. I think it might have been the way I had this situation. So hopefully it's better. Okay. So tell
No.
me about your nonprofit actually does. Who do you serve?
So we serve the women that are 13 to 30. Um, we say navigating life after trauma, but really what it is we're pulling women, or pulling on women that are ready to go to their next level. They are, tired of being in situations. I believe a lot of women, we get lost, whether it's in motherhood, career development. We get stuck in spiritual spaces where we feel like we just can't go forward. And so we like to stay stuck in a place of victimhood. If it's not victimhood, then, it's just that place of trauma. And so we serve those women. How can we actually help you see that there is more to yourself than, this trauma and all this stuff that you've gone through? Now it's time to pick it up, sis, and let's rock. We gotta roll. We gotta
Mm,
roll, because there's other children, there's other younger women that are looking up to you, but
mm,
they're searching for that. And so instead of them having to search, it's, hey, I'm going to come to you, and I'm going to take your hand, and hopefully you don't try to, pull away. If I can't make you come, I can guarantee you I know who can.
mhm,
I
mhm,
guarantee you I know who can. And so we serve that population of women, the women who, like myself, they have been through sexual trauma, they have been through depression, they have been through, domestic violence. I've dealt with that growing up as a child in the homes. And then I had my own personal experience a few years ago. And so I myself, I got into that place where it was just like, okay, I don't know what's going on, why it's happening. This is kind of like a repeated cycle. So how do I actually get out of that? And the one thing I had to lean more on was, of course, God. And then I had to lean on, okay, we're not doing this just to make money. There's something else that's more to that. And so I had to reground myself, and in that I found that there's a lot of women that are suffering with the same things, whether it be silently. Some of them are going through it out loud, but they can't see past. They can't see past what's right here. And so how do we actually get you guys to see past that? Um, so that's who we are. That's who we're targeting. And it's dawning in my spirit, lost sheep. So the lost sheep is who I'm targeting.
Okay. So I talk about purpose, right? So purpose helped you to create this nonprofit because of what you went through.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
What would you
So
tell?
what I went through.
oh,
Uh,
Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say. So just what I've gone through, what I've seen a lot of the women in my family go through, a lot of friends, former friends, what they've gone through. Um, just women as a whole. I don't look at it from just my experience, because some of the stuff I haven't gone through personally, but I have gone through it secondhand, and and I see where they need that help. So that's what helped me to form.
Okay. So what would you tell somebody who is thinking about forming a non-for-profit? What would you tell them? What they need to do?
Some steps they need to do.
Yes.
Um, One, make sure your heart is in it. Make sure your heart is in it. Make sure it's something that you are truly wanting to commit to. Um, that's step one, because you don't want to start something that you know for a fact you're not going to commit to, or that your heart is not wholeheartedly in. Because you do have to know who it is that you can't. All right, God, I'm not try to speak it around the bush, but you can't get into a nonprofit with the expectation um, that you're only here to help. You
Mm-hmm.
have to know that in your process of helping, you're also going to be healing certain parts of you too. And so, you want to start there, make sure it's something that you truly are willing to commit to. The second thing is, make sure your papers are in order. If you don't, if you don't know how to register your nonprofit, you need to start researching, looking online, get with some people, or go to, whatever your department is, or whatever state you're in, making sure that you're following each step directly. Um, hmm, what's another thing? Just make sure you're encountering and you're intentional with who you're connecting with. So
Mm.
be intentional. Know what your story is, how you're trying to get that story across. Know who your people are, your actual audience, so that way you're able to serve them. But the biggest thing is just making sure your heart is in it. You have to make sure
Okay.
your heart is in it, because at the end of the day, the paperwork being in order, the investors that you come across, none of that will make sense, and none of
Mm.
it will actually prosper if you are not in the right place yourself.
Got So I moved to a new location. Can y'all give me some thumbs up if it is better? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I think it's just
It's
the connection. I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not going in and out. But give me one whole full sentence, and I can tell.
okay. Let me see. Uh we're trying to get this internet right. So audience, tell me how things are going. Is it okay? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know if I'm breaking up still.
You kind of
It's
in
it's
between.
it's still going in and out.
You sound better right then. You sound a
Okay.
whole
So
lot better right then.
okay. Well, I'm doing the best job I can, y'all, over here. Okay, Mandy said it's not too bad. Okay, well, we're gonna go with that. All right. So let me try and get out everything while it's still a little bit clear. Okay, so the cosmetic world, right? Like, how did you get into that?
Uh-oh. You said, how did I get it started?
Get into the cosmetic world?
Oh, oh. So I love fashion. I love fashion. I love to dress up whenever I can. I've actually just forced myself to even like get rid of everything that was old that would cause me to dress down unless it's workout clothes. So I love fashion. I love, my hair is in my fro, but I love my natural hair too. So I love everything that is beauty, right? Um, One of the first things when I was going through my depression period, my grandmother, she would call me out on certain things, hey, what's going on with you? Your hair, you ain't keeping your hair up. I don't know what you got on today. she
Mm-hmm.
she was
Mm-hmm.
very, 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 very blunt. And so she would actually just say, like you don't look like yourself. And so it took a few different people to tell me that. And I was just like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm not even worried about this right now. I got this and that going on. And I said, okay, Tanika, maybe you do need to actually listen, right? And so I can't forget it because I actually went to the bathroom one day and I looked at myself in the mirror and I was just like, okay, yeah, no. I don't think you've actually looked at yourself. I don't think you've been paying attention to yourself as you should. And what's going on. So I really had to have a mirror conversation with myself. Um, and I was like, okay, you don't look the same. You're not dressing up. You're not keeping Tanika up how you used to keep Tanika up. Um, and so I said, maybe I just need to do a little pick me up. And God, I honestly, in the beginning, I never liked lashes. I honestly never liked lashes. And that's so crazy. I never liked lashes before, like years before. I had a friend that tried to put them on me, and I was just like, nah, because I didn't like to wear makeup and stuff like that. I'm real big on just keep me natural,
Mm-hmm.
as natural as possible. So I I don't know. It took that moment with me having a conversation with self, being real with self, looking at what type of clothes and things that I was buying, or what type of shoes. Even though sometimes we get too comfortable in those flats, we get too comfortable in those flats. And so I went and I said, I'm gonna dress up today and I'm gonna try something different. And so I went and I got some lashes out of the hair store, and I put some of those on,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, okay, now I feel a little, I feel a little different. I feel a little different type of energy going on. Um, I just felt brighter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided, okay, this is good. Um, then I was, while I was working in the medical office, there was another thing that had came to mind. And I said, I'm working two jobs. And this was all around happening during the same time. So I said, I'm working two jobs. I'm working from 8 to 5, and then on the weekends it's 7 to 7, going into the very next day on Monday and having to be to work. And I was like, this is just too much. It's too much to be doing, especially when you have little kids. So I said, okay, how can I alleviate this issue but still not lose the additional income? And so at first, I said, well, why don't I just sell lashes or something, which brought me all the way back around to 2012, 2014, wanting to start my own business. And I said, one thing I do know is I do know beauty products. I do know whether I wear them or not, I do know about them. I do have this knowledge in the retail and fashion world. So, how can I actually utilize those skills to create, another source of revenue?
Mm-hmm.
And so that initially um helped to push me into that. So I started selling lashes. I started out with 12 pair, and I want to say I probably spent maybe $140 on 12. And then
Mm-hmm.
I ended up doubling that. And I said, okay, so if I can take 12 lashes and I can double it, if I continue doing this, what more could I do? And so that's how I actually started getting into the beauty world. And then I started listening to, customers and stuff and saying, you know how to dress really well, why don't you sell clothes? And so I started selling clothes for both men and women. Um, but then it got out of hand, I would say. I don't want to say out of hand, but it took me off track because then it became more about the income than what the mission would actually be. And so initially that mission started to get confusing. Um just for myself, and then trying to appease everyone that wanted to shop with me. And so I said, you know what? I'm not selling no more clothes. I'm not selling
Mm-hmm.
no clothes. Um, my focus is something totally different. And I had to talk with God, had to say, what are you trying to get me to do with this? Because I know you don't have me starting this for no reason. And honestly, I probably wouldn't have never went back to the idea of even starting my own business. Um, but it was just a tug and a push. And so he said, keep this and remove everything else because everything else is irrelevant. And that's taking you off the path that I'm trying to get you to go. And so I eliminated it.
Mm-hmm.
I eliminated it. I just solely focused on the lashes down to the names. I said, I had like little weird names and stuff like that, where it's like named after people or
Mm-hmm.
something, just some random names. And I was like, I don't want to name them that. So I ended up taking like a little short hiatus. And I was like, okay, so what do you really want me to do? Like, what am I doing with this? And I got a shipment in and I had it for about a whole month. Didn't tell anybody I had them, didn't post that I was selling them, nothing. And I said, I don't want to sell another one if it's not going to be aligned with my purpose. I don't want to sell another one. Um, and so I actually sat down with a notebook and I sat down with that box that wasn't opened yet. I opened it and I just sat there and I prayed over it. And next thing I know, I had about 50 names, 50 words of affirmation. And so
You're saying
I was like, okay. hmm
for your lashes, you made up names?
hmm
Oh, okay.
So we actually carry over 50 styles of lashes,
Mm,
and each one is named after a word of affirmation. I sat there, took one out the box, I looked at it, and then whatever word came, that's what came. So we have lashes. Some of the names are blessed, prosperity, faith, angel. um, there's a lot of names because there's 50 different ones.
wow.
So they each, what I found is they all go to someone, and whoever they actually go to, and for a while, um, it was like my customers, they allow me to pick for them.
Mm,
So some they'll just go online and they'll actually pick out a pair. Others they're just like, no, I just want you to give me a pair and let me know which ones work best for me. Um, I used to play any, mini, money, mo with them. So I would any, mini, money, mo, and that would be the one that they would get, but it would actually be a word of affirmation that they needed. And so I would get reviews back as, I mean, I really can't believe you picked out this particular pair, because one, they look awesome. And two, the actual name, like, I really did need that. So
Mm.
I let that be how it is. Let that be how
That's
it is.
that's different. That's different. I like that. It. I hope I'm clearer because I have
Mhm.
out. You can hear me much better.
Yes.
It's funny. You got to come. I had to come outside in order to get clear. But anyway, um, so how do you manage the two, like the non for profit and the other business, right? Like kind of
Mhm.
balance the two. How do you keep that?
So really, they're designed where they go hand in hand. Um, so I can really, it's like a playoff of both together. Right now, we actually, I'm actually in the midst of planning an event for November 12th,
Mm-hmm.
and that's to do a mass training for women that are wanting to come into the beauty industry. One of our things in our mission statement for ReJoyce is collaboration, and your career development is what we focus on. So they really play off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I At first it was kind of like a struggle of figuring out how would I actually do both. Um, and I at one point I wanted to make the profit business a nonprofit, and God was just like, no, that's not how we're doing that. That's not what's going to happen. So they really honestly, they just play off of each other. I
Okay.
go with the motion that God tells me to go. And
Okay.
we just did, so my first event in launching the nonprofit, which I actually launched it on my 3rd year anniversary for the beauty brand. And I had done totally forgot that that was the day that we marked 3 years. And so I said, okay, well, 3-year plan was to start the nonprofit, but I didn't know I would be launching it on the anniversary. And so we actually did that, and we brought the spiritual awareness to the community. And then the second event that just passed earlier this month, in fact, was a community event to bring together the families that are wanting to come into the beauty industry. School. Really, it just all plays off. Go ahead.
Yep. You're going in and out. I guess it's you.
Okay, I'm going in. It has
Yeah,
to
it's
be because
going
it's
in.
all kind of rain out here. Out here.
We ain't gonna keep you on too much longer because I know it's a lot going on over there. Um, will Okay. So, what words of wisdom would you give to someone who is looking to start a nonprofit, their own business? What words of wisdom would you give to the people?
Seek God first before you go to plan it yourself. Seek God first before you go to plan it yourself. That's always going to be my biggest thing. Make sure you're following what He's telling you to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not following what the crowd says to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. Okay. Anyone have any questions for Tanika Joy? So, how, if somebody wants to pour into your nonprofit or seed into your nonprofit, what's the best way to have your contact? We're going to put her contact information up there. If you want to contact Tanika Joyce, there's her contact information. If you
Mhm.
want to sow a seed into her, you can contact her, let you know. What do you have coming up? What's coming down the line that you're working on for the nonprofit?
Okay, so for the nonprofit, right now we're actually working on partnerships. So we're looking for, of course, anyone that is working within the counseling or therapy space. We are looking for coaches and mentors that will be able to help us expand in our growth of our programs, because right now the launching for the programs, we're looking at October to actually
Mm-hmm.
start launching out programs for women, where we'll be specifically doing little workshops and things focusing on, their spiritual growth, their career development, building confidence. um, and so that's our next steps. We were actually going to do another event for domestic violence, but that right there we're actually postponing
Mm-hmm.
until a later date. So right now, our main focus is actually connecting with individuals that are wanting to pour into the community and are able to assist with that particular community target. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, because our next thing, or my next actual thing that is coming up, actually, yeah, no, no, no. Let me slow down. So we, with Dimple Queens, Beauties and Men, our event that is coming up in November. We are looking to sponsor um, between 5 and 10 young women, age 16 up, into one of the classes that we will be having for the beauty industry. So whether they're wanting to be a lash tech, brow technician, um, they want to be a hairstylist, literally everything that is beauty is going to be at this mass training. So we're looking to actually sponsor a few different girls from some organization. So I think we're looking at doing maybe 5 or 10 per organization. So if you're wanting to donate to that, which is basically just getting them whatever little kits that they may need, or if you're wanting to provide any funding towards those kits, you are more than welcome to text me or call me. If I don't answer, it's not because I don't know your number, because usually I will answer the phone. I just may be busy at that moment, but I prefer for you to actually text me rather than the email as well, because those get lost. But if you text me, we can actually connect with on more how you can give towards that cause. The whole purpose is to ensure that we're helping our women develop and they're not getting stuck in the space of what's my next.
okay. Okay. So you all, so for those who came on late, um, you are now Royal One. I have, um, I used to say my beautiful souls, but I the Royal Ones because we're all royalty, and that just fit better with what I hear from you all. So all my royal want to seed into Tanika Joyce into her nonprofit, buy some lashes. You don't have lashes to show, do you?
Uh, Not in this area, no.
Okay. Well, she has lashes, and so they have affirmation attached to them. So if you are interested in, are they magnetic? What kind of lashes are they?
Oh, so no, so they're not magnetic. I consider getting into that space for that, but we haven't ventured over into the magnetics yet. What we do have is our 2-in-1 adhesive liner. So with that liner, it goes on just like a regular mascara liner, but it's also adhesive. So it dries within 1 to 2 seconds. You put it on. It's not like using hair glue, because one, hair glue is not safe to use on your eyes. That should not be used on your eyes. It is hyperallergenic.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you, like me, you have issues with your allergies and anything go flying up in your face or the wrong thing is on it, you start sneezing and going into all kind of attacks. This is a actual pen that you would use. Easy, easy, easy removal.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to you taking off your lashes, you're not actually going to be pulling the hairs out of your lashes nor your skin off your eyeballs.
Yeah, we don't want that.
You're not going to be pulling any of that off. You're actually just going to, place it on. It's on there. Okay. Trust and believe that it is on there. It is waterproof. So of course, still when you take your lashes off, get you a makeup wipe and then you're good to go.
Okay. Okay. Any of you are interested in drying the lashes. Her information, Taneka Joyce information is there. She prefers to text her. You can text her, and if you want to do a nonprofit, you can also text her and let her know because her volunteering would be in person. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you're out, it would have to be like an actual donation point pointage, right?
Yes. So they it's totally voluntary.
Okay. But that's more so in person. They in Florida if they volunteering, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know
Yes.
you said you're looking for therapists and you're looking for coaches, but that's more so in person thing, an in person.
Yes, so what we're doing is not just in person, but we will be launching our website, and so what we're looking to do as well is also be able to offer it online for the people who can't, you know, they may not have vehicles where they can get from here to there. So if you are a therapist or a counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist, if you're wanting to get involved and you're looking to actually venture into doing stuff in Florida or work with organizations in Florida, you can call me.
Righty. All right. Do we have questions? Anyone have questions for the Joyce? It seems like it's much better. Clearer. You can hear a full sentence now.
Yes.
You can. Okay. I had to come outside. Crazy thing is, it's freezing. It's cold. Yeah. Yeah. It's cold out here. So, I'm going to pray us on out. I thank you so much for coming on and sharing because I know nonprofit. There are a lot of people who want to start it, don't have a clue of what to do. So thank you for sharing your expertise, your tips and pointers on helping. And I just think that it will help the ones who are thinking about that. All right. So
For
thank
having
y'all for coming on. We're going to close out in prayer. We touch and agree. Let's see. I got the banner right now. All
me. Okay.
right. So, Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for all you have done for each and every one of us. You woke us up this day, God, and this is going to be a great day. This is the day that you have made. We're going to rejoice and be glad therein. Lord, I thank you for Tamika Joy, everything that she has going on, Lord, everything that she is doing your kingdom. I pray that you will continue to bless her. Pray that you even expand her, God. Expand her territories, God. I pray that you will continue to just pour into her. Send the right people, God, to even bless her and bless the organization that she has. And even with the last, God, continue, Lord, to just bless those who need, God. And so I pray that you will continue to lead, guide, and direct her steps as she seeks you first, God, that you will add everything else that she stands in need of, God. And so I pray over each and every person on here, everything that we have going, those who will catch the replay, everything, Lord, trusted you with, God, that you will continue to overflow us, to give us more than enough, God, as we continue to seek ye first, God. You said, as we seek ye first your kingdom and your righteousness, then you add all things unto us. So I just pray, Lord, that stretch us out of comfort zones into the uncomfortable place because that's where you reside. I just pray for growth. I pray, Lord, for continued love, for continued just more of you in us, God. And so I pray, Lord, on this day that you will be glorified all throughout the earth. In Jesus' name, amen. And
Amen. Amen.
all right. All right. So thank y'all for coming on. I'm sorry about the technical stuff, but I I'm really it's out of my hands. I guess I'll have to do these interviews. Maybe I'll have to do them in my car. I don't
And
know.
look,
It's
be
gonna
like
get
the way you are, you might have to.
it- it's going to get done no matter what. Okay.
He said you just need to be outside so it can roam. That's all.
Man, in this cold weather, but it's okay. It's okay. The message got out there. So
Yeah.
you just go and I don't know, take cover, be safe in what is going on. Are you saying that you all need to stay inside?
Well, yeah, yeah. I'm not going out that door. I don't know.
You say you're
Mm-mm.
not going outside.
I don't know. I don't know about wanting to be on Twister and all that.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah, we don't want to see you get caught up in the whirlwind. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. We're covering you and covering all of Florida. Everyone who is there, that all will be well, that will pass very quickly.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you get inside and get warm.
I'm about to do that because I'm free. All right. So I will see you all on Friday, and you all have a wonderful Wednesday. Bye bye. Love you all.
Bye.
Bye.